Hi, I'm Anita from Needles and Hooks, and welcome to our January 4th temperature blanket extravaganza. I don't know what else to call it, but we're going to do our January 4th block. And as you can see, we have Varsity Blue yet again, except this time it's not the low, it's the high. My temperatures for today, the low of 18, which will be the light blue. I think this is what sky blue. And the high was 27, so that'll be Varsity Blue. So I'm going to set my Varsity Blue aside and start with the light blue. As always, our low temperature goes first. I think I need to put my seat down. There we go. Much better. I don't feel like I'm sitting up in the air too much, but I'm going to have to raise it when I go back to my desk. Alright. So let's get started on this one. And this video is going to go a little longer because not only am I going to attach this block to the end of here, I've got to attach this block over there. And I have my, if I can grab it here, can't get a hold of it, the top border for the first week of January here. So we're going to attach that as well. So I'm going to set that down. It's going to take a minute to do all of this. And then we'll get to the knit version of this. It was like really, really cold today. My commute to work was foggy. It was just not something I was expecting. I even had to look at my phone to check the time to make sure I didn't wake up like extremely early. I split my yarn. Let's try that again. Because I think it's staying lighter longer, but the sun comes up later. So I was like a little confused. The fog confused me. So I was like looking at my phone, making sure I wasn't up at some other hour that I was supposed to be. I wasn't. It was just like crazy. Thankfully, it was Saturday, so there was not very much traffic out in the morning. But there were a lot of people that were driving around without their lights on. I had mine on because I like to be visible. I have a black vehicle, so it wouldn't be easily seen. And it's like, put your lights on. Don't put your brights on because then you're not going to see anything. But you need to be visible to other drivers. We're going to 6. I'm going to try and shoot a Yarn With Me episode tonight as well, seeing as I have some time in between some stuff I'm making for work. Needed to take a break from that and do something else for a little bit, like crochet and knit, all the yarny things. Let's see. And I need to make sure I'm not going to miss it here. I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I keep splitting the yarn. And then 10 to 12, and we'll switch colors to our Varsity Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and bring Varsity Blue up. 12. 12. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Let me give myself some yarn here. Alright, so I'm going to cut our sky blue here. And move that off. Because that, I will not be working with that first. On the knit version, that would be this color. Tie it before I go any further. Okay. Alright, chained 1, so I turn in the work. And we decrease. Back down to 10. 2, 3, 4. Now if I was just doing the crochet one, I would just do these once a week. But seeing as I'm doing both a knit version and a crochet version, I'm just going to have them in the same video. And this one's probably going to end up being about an hour long. Which that's fine because we're working. 10 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and frame. Can never tell. 7. Almost didn't decrease there. 8. 8 to 6. I almost did it again. We're supposed to decrease on each end. So we get our square. Now I could have granny squared it, but I did a granny square blanket already, and I didn't want to do another one just yet. But I'm going to be working on the color palette challenge, hopefully this weekend, and try to get it set up so we can start doing that maybe in February. Because I have to write the code in order to like have the random palette picker. And our last one, down to 1. There we go. Snip and fasten off. Let's see. There we go. Wait. Okay, I got confused. Is this the right way? Low, high. Okay. So I need my black yarn again, and I buried it under my other yarn. Let me just set this down for a minute because I'm going to be using the black yarn for a hot minute. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. I might leave that right there because I do need to have a thing that says January on it so I can week 1. That way I know where I'm at. So that'll go next. Wrong sides together. Oh, there's so many yarn ends. Did I don't know. I don't have a clue. But we're going with it. Slip knot on here. Maybe I can figure out how to hide my yarn ends while I'm at it. Because this one's going to take a minute to do. Let me make sure. Yeah. Alright, let me just cinch that a little further. What did I do? Oh well. This is a learning experience. And that's just fine. Just need to find the end of my yarn here. I'll move this to in between. That way I don't have so many tails in my way. yarn everywhere. Darn it. Okay. All these ends need to move out of the way. Okay, take a look. Low and high. It's good to me. Snip. Fasten off. Okay. So now we do the end border, right sides together. Get another slip knot on my hook. Darn it. Make sure I get it correct here. Okay, get yarn to the back of the work. I probably should have figured out some other way to do this other than the way I'm doing it right now, because this, I don't believe, is working out so well. So, I mean, you can still do these blocks, but you can attach them however you want. This, I just started doing it this way, and I'm now committed to it, because I don't really want to frog everything, because that would be sadness, and I would just give up. I'm already too far set into this. Make sure. Okay. And a snip. And a fasten off. Okay. And here we are, week 1. Kind of hard to get it all into the camera view. It's my border, outside border, the 3 blank dates, and the 4 January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and our other border side. So, what to do with it? Okay. Let me Let me take this off of here real quick, and I'll probably put this one back on. Take that off. Have this. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to do this. This needs to be on top of here. So with wrong sides together, I gotta make sure, set that. Get another slip knot on my hook here. And away we start, attaching the top border to our first week of January. But we can't hide our ends with it since it's on the right side. This yarn's in the way here. Move it over. Whoops. Okay. This table's not big enough, but I can't have the bigger table in here because it takes up too much space. Oh, and I keep hitting my microphone. Make sure I'm in the frame here. Try to get these two line up as best as I can, so nothing looks wonky. Or at least attempt it. Why does this gotta be so hard? Oh, if I could go back and change how I do this, I would totally do that. All right, let's make sure we get it attached as best as we can. I'm just gonna throw my ends. I think this is gonna be one of those that's not gonna get used as a blanket, but it's gonna go on a wall somewhere, because I highly doubt I'm going to weave in any of these ends. Yeah, I said it. I'm a rebel. Anywho, let's continue on trying to attach. I need to get this to, well, maybe I can hide that black yarn. Nobody will see it. Hopefully. Now the other one, the knit version, will get used as a blanket, because it's not going to look like this. Like I said, this one's going to take a minute to attach. And this will give me a good indication of how like wide the months are going to be. And I'll probably measure it at some point, but not right now because tape measure is so far away. Get that on the inside. Yeah, this is not easy black yarn here. I have to hold it at my face so I can, well, I can't because, well, the light, and I don't need my head in the camera. I'm trying to get this to go. Oh, what happened there? Yep, best laid plans. But you know what? I've committed to it, so I'm going to stick with what this is. Regardless of how it turns out. Because I will not frog this. That's not going to happen. And I'm not going to start it over either. Because, like I said, I've already committed to it. And I'll just grab my ends at some point and pull them to the back side. They would just, tails would just stay out of the way. It is rather warm in here now. It's like 20-something degrees outside. I don't know if there's still fog. There was fog this morning. I should have picked a different way to like join these. Oh well. Look real quick. How is this working up here? It's not terrible. Could be better. Yeah, I'm gonna do when I get done with the month, I'm gonna do a single crochet border around in this light gray color for each month, and then I will attach the months with the light gray. Oh, so far to go. This is just incredibly hard to see with this black yarn. The black yarn blocks. I'm just going to move my scissors before I knock them off onto the floor. And I'll move my knitting row paper too, because that will end up on the floor. Now I don't feel like chasing things today. Trying to see where I am here, which is not easy. Oops, that's too far. Let's do it right there. Where is it? What the heck? Oh, what's that? I almost crocheted with a tail, and I was like, yeah, that's not how that works. This is not the funnest thing ever right now. Trying to get these to line up. Then ends galore. All in the way. Oh well. I think I need to have the bigger table. This is not fun, and I need to figure out what to do with all this nonsense. It's all over my floor first before I try to bring that table back. Where'd my yarn go? Inside. Oh, this is a nightmare. Well, just not being very chatty at the moment. Oh, there goes the yarn label. I'm pretty sure the yarn will be next to fall onto the floor. Which, fine, whatever. That's just how my day's going. It'll be different once I start crocheting the weeks instead of the top border, because it's being problematic. Oh man. Trying to keep everything lined up as best as I can. Almost lost it there. Oops. Let's not do that. If you're following me doing this, just crochet them together as best as you can. Or you can just not do this part at all. You could just like use a yarn needle and whip stitch them together with right sides together. That way you're not fighting with it like I am. So close. Darn it. Almost. Let's see with this yarn in the way. Okay. Grab my scissors. Fasten off. And ignore all my ends. And here we are. Is it all in frame? Oh, mostly. So basically, this month will be about 2.5 inches wider than this tiny little table right here. So that's the top border, and here's week 1. And I knocked all my papers off onto the floor, which whatever, that's fine. Let's go ahead and set that aside. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna grab back the Varsity Blue, seeing as that was our high color for the day. And bring my black yarn over here. And I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna knit this. Okay, and I'm back from my break and getting ready to do the knit version. Let me move my crochet hook out of the way. So, as for the 4th day in a row, we've got Varsity Blue. That is our high color. So it's gonna look weird, but you know, temperatures are a little strange. This has been like a weird winter, weird summer, stuff like that. So we're gonna get on with getting on. Knit across 10 stitches with the black border yarn. I feel like my desk table is not... There we go. I think I hit my table this morning when I went to work. There we go. I don't feel like I'm struggling here. Yeah, I think that's 10. Yeah. Double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I'm gonna add in Varsity Blue. Maybe. Here we go. Oh, whoops. Would have been helpful if I actually tried to knit the stitch before I tried to do that. Okay. And we attach. And then I shall tie my yarn. And then hide the tail. All right. As my needles hit my table, probably should have just used double points. They're a lot shorter. I could always switch to them. I'm not anticipating the need to switch to circulars, because until I get to like December. Okay, and that's row 1. Ready for row 2. Okay. So my yarn, need to that back there, bring it over the blue yarn, and then take the blue yarn to the front. That out of the way. I need to make sure I'm cinching it so I get no holes. I'm going to do it again here. There we go. And that's row 2. Turn it back the other way so we're not tangling ourselves up too much. Actually, let me do it one more time. So I'm untangled. There we go. Row 2. Okay. Row 3. Shoot a Yarn With Me episode after I'm done with this. And have that ready for Monday. Okay. Bring that yarn over top the black. Take the black to the front. And then knit with the blue. Yeah, I also need to get some tutorials going as well. It's row 3. This yarn is getting tangled in my way. Doing that out of frame. Let's see. Right, row 4. Oops. Yeah, there's a bit of a hole right there. I don't understand what happened. Yeah, you can see there's like a little hole right there. I don't understand, but it is what it is. Yarn over, bring this yarn in front. With the black. Untangle here by spinning my work counterclockwise a couple of times. There we go, sort of. There we are. That's row 4. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Okay. Random yarn. Anyway, let's go row 5. And there go the sirens. They've been going off and on all night long. Okay. Blue yarn, black yarn to the front. Yeah, because I don't want just the videos just to be the temperature blanket. I've got to get back into the swing of things after having that cold. I still have remnants of that cough, so if there's any edits in this video, it's because I had a coughing fit, and nobody needs to hear that. Ah! Row 6. over, blue yarn to the front. Yeah, because that would be quite boring. It's going to end up being 365 of these videos. Which, yay for content, but, you know, I have other things I want to do, too. I need to find some time to actually just spinning my work counterclockwise. I don't know how well this is going to work when the piece gets longer. I'll probably end up having to play Yarn Olympics with the skeins. Row 6. 2 more rows of Varsity blue, and then we can switch to our sky blue color for our low. Might do a knit hat tutorial. Just a plain knit hat. Just so everyone can, like, learn how to do it. Nothing fancy. My goal is to actually make a hat that has cables on it, but the way cables work, they scrunch in because you're twisting your stitches in either the front or the back of the work. So it makes the width on your gauge a lot smaller. So I need to test that out. I'm just gonna like counterclockwise every round, maybe. Okay, it's row 7. 1 more row, and then we switch to our sky blue. I need to consult my video list of what to do while I can do it right now. I don't even know what time it is. I don't have a clue. Black, blue in front. Okay, and there is our high color. That is done. I'm not going to worry about trying to untangle that one because I'm going to cut the Varsity blue. Mark my row off. Give myself a divider. Grab my sky blue. Set it closer. I still need to cut this yarn. Give this yarn a little snippy snip. And then get rid of Varsity blue. Now bring in our sky blue. And we're ready to do that here in a sec. Go across our border again. I'm going to tie the sky blue end to the black yarn and then the Varsity blue to the working yarn of the sky blue. Just so it's not too many knots on one piece of yarn. Okay, so what I need to do first is figure this out where I don't get the hole. I'm gonna bring that yarn. Shoot. All right, let me figure this out here. I'm just gonna attach it. Nope. Go ahead and do that. Flip my work. Okay, so I'm going to tie my end to the black yarn. And then then tie Varsity blue to the sky blue. That way I can weave in my ends as I go. Alright, let's see. This should be in the front, but I can't do that just yet. Need to find my ends. Okay. Yeah, this really does not need to be right there. This is the fussy part. I'm trying to get these maneuvered around the working yarn, not the black yarn. That out the way. And then, there we go. Fussy part. There we go. Row 1 is finally done. If I can get everything situated here. Mark it off. Row 2. Keep my tails out of the way. Almost thought I lost a stitch. Okay, let me move this back here for first, and then I'll cross it over, bring that to the front. I think that's what I missed when I was doing the Varsity blue. And why I got that hole right there. There we go, row 2. Counterclockwise with the work while I still can. Set it down for a sec. Row 2. Row 3. Yep, no hole. That was my issue. I shall remember that going forward. Cross that over that, bring that yarn forward, and we knit. Yeah, I turned my heater off because it's actually kind of hot in here right now, and it's going to take forever to cool down. I do not want to put my ceiling fan on because that would be silly. Okay, let's row 3. Ready for row 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be at least an hour long. Trying to figure out what to work on for yarn with me. I don't want to round robin it for this session because I was like, I got projects all over the place. I need something that's autopilot and like quick. Something that an older project that I need to get done. I wish I could do the double knit project, but that's me staring at charts and that's not fun. Maybe I'll do my granny squares. I've got these solid granny squares that I'm doing. I'm trying to learn how to make one of those granny square bags. And it's like I tried stitching them together, try to do a seamless stitch, and it was an absolute fail. And I showed that in one of my my last vlogs. Okay, we're on row 5. Shush, phone. Yeah, I need to figure this out. What do I want to work on? I don't want to start anything new. I tried starting something on the loom, but I forgot how to use it. I wanted to just use something and to knit flat, but I didn't want to do it double thickness, but I couldn't figure it out, so I was like, I might end up just like crocheting that. Making a misfit wrap. Just choosing a hook and having at it until all the misfit yarn's been used. And it's just a wrap for me to wear in my apartment. It's not something I would wear outside because the yarn's just insanely weird. No, it's not weird, but I don't have enough of a certain type to make one complete. So I'm just going to use up all that yarn and be done with it. Because sometimes I don't want to put a jacket on. Maybe my shoulders are just cold and not my arms. So I just throw that on. Okay, that's row 6. Check out my yarn tangle situation here. Spin and spin. Okay. And make sure my yarn's not messed up. Alright. Row 6. 2 more rows. And then I can do the 2 separator rows for the days. It's just the same thing over and over again. Not quite like double knitting, where you have to like interlock the yarn around each other to do the front and the back at the same time. But intarsia is a whole other beast. Okay, it's row 7. Ready for row 8. Trying to get my yarn to go be where it's supposed to be. And that's row 8. As I tangle myself up even more. Okay. Now we got our 2 separator rows. I'm going to go ahead and hit my microphone yet again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip this yarn and move it out of the way. And then we shall do 2 rows in black. And I'm going to tie it as soon as I get over there. Do, 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 do. Okay. There we go. Let's tie it up. And then we'll weave it in as we go. Which it's much easier when you're just dealing with one yarn at a time. And more sirens. Might be enough for that one. That one's kind of small. There's one row. And we're coming back to do the second one. And there we have it. Day 4. January 4th is now done. Goodness. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe one day we'll not have to use Varsity Blue, but so far this is coming out basically how I expected it to. And we'll see how long it is once I get to finish January 31st and then 20 rows of the black border color and then bind off, and then we'll see how long it is. I guesstimated it almost at 7 foot long, but we'll see. So anywho, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.